guys. Hey everybody. How are you doing? This is going to be a general reading for both Cancer and Leo for February with the bones and charms. So everybody is welcome regardless of where you may have Cancer and Leo in your individual birth chart. All right. So excuse me, we're going to go ahead and check the sound here and make sure that we are good before we get started, and also just make sure that we are going live on Facebook and all that good stuff, and then we'll see what spirit messages we have coming up for Cancer. So I will be starting with Cancer, and then after the live is done, I'll be putting in timestamps for some people who may just want Leo or may just want Cancer. All right. But yeah, everybody is welcome. And let's just make sure again that this is public on Facebook, because it always makes me change it, even though I always change it back, because it's just the funness of the internet, so to speak. Okay. Okay, and our sound is good. So we can put this away. This is just kind of some background music for myself and for the animals. Okay, so we're going to start with a little sound bell here to clear the energy from the bones and charms, for me to reconnect with my guide, so I'm delivering the messages as clearly as possible to you guys. And of course, if you feel you need to take a couple of deep breaths as well and just kind of ground yourself, it's always nice too if you feel guided. All right, so if you're sensitive to sound, it may be loud for just a little bit, so always feel free to turn it down temporarily. All right, but this is going to be for Cancer for February 2025. All right. So I think that was pretty good. So we're just going to put the sound bell up and over there a little bit out of the way. All right. And so when I shake and shuffle the bones and charms in this little bowl, it's going to make a little bit of noise as well, but it is temporary just in the beginning. Okay. So again, if you need to turn it down a little bit and then turn it back up, you can do that. All right. Thank you guys for your energy and for your understanding and your views and all that good stuff. All right. So, spirits, please guide my hands. Messages for water sign Cancer. Messages for water sign Cancer, the crab, for February 2025. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for water sign Cancer, the crab, for February for the highest good. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Messages for Cancer. Messages for Cancer. Spirits, please guide my hands. Messages for Cancer, water sign Cancer, for February 2025. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for water sign Cancer, for their highest good for February. Messages for Cancer for February. Messages for Cancer for February, for the highest good. Messages for Cancer for February. Messages for Cancer for February, for the highest good. Messages for water sign Cancer for February for the highest good. Messages for water sign Cancer for February for the highest good. Spirit, guide my hands. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for water sign Cancer for their highest good for February. What do they need to see? What does water sign Cancer need to know for February? Messages for Cancer for February. Messages for water sign Cancer for February. Spirit, guide my hands, please. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for water sign Cancer for February. Spirit, guide my hands, please. Messages for water sign Cancer for February. Spirit, guide my hands, please. Messages for water sign Cancer for February. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for water sign Cancer. Alrighty. So, all the bones and charms have been casted. And now, before I bring the camera down so you can see everything up close in detail, I'm just moving in some of the bones and charms that are in their individual sections that you'll see on this little mat in a second. All right, so it doesn't, again, change their meaning. It just is easier for us to see things, and also for the picture that I will take, that I do for all those different readings of the zodiacs. All right. Let's see, what do we have? It's very delicate from all the little pieces. But I'm just flipping over the ones that are not going to disturb the others, so it's easier to kind of see like what's going on. And then we'll also find out in a second too where Spirit wants to start this reading, since it's different for every reading. Before I take the camera down. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Go ahead and take a picture here. A little bit of ambient music in the background. All right, we got our picture. Now let's figure out where Spirit wants this reading to start. Spirits, guide my hands. Where would you like to start this Cancer reading for February? Spirits, guide my hands. Where would you like me to start this Cancer reading for February? No, it's definitely over here. It's like right, yeah. So Spirit wants to start in the relationships and love section for you, Cancer, and the past. So we're going to do that. But all the different sections that I have, we'll go over right now in case you're new or haven't been back in a while. But let's go ahead and show you too what we're looking at here and get closer. So just bring the camera down. All right. So I want to show you kind of like the bird's eye view first. So you can kind of see everything, okay? But we have relationships and love here. In that section, we have work and money. We have spiritual unconscious or your intuition. And then we have body and mental health, okay? So you can kind of see where the different lines or quadrants are with those dotted lines, all right? But it looks like this time, Cancer, the majority of your bones and charms are in relationships and love and work and money, okay? And that's kind of been a similar theme for some of the other zodiac readings so far for February. So some of that could be some of the collective unconscious or the general astrology, right? But when this happens, this is where spirit, your spiritual team, wants you or someone else to focus your energies more in relationships and love and work and money. Doesn't mean that there aren't things happening still in these other two quadrants or sections, but this is where the majority of them decided to show up. Okay. There's another one I can flip over here. Very gentle. But yeah, we have energy, okay, in the past, still in these dotted lines. If you just imagine the line going further out, okay, so spirit wants to start right here where that first skull is in relationships and love in the past, okay? And what is the past? It could be a couple of days, weeks, months, years, etc. And when you come to this reading, Cancer, it could be about you, it could be about someone else, multiple people, or kind of just your general environment situation. So always trust your own intuition. Take the parts that may make sense to you or may make sense to you and kind of leave the rest behind, okay? So yeah, what I would say is I'm looking for your other skull. Hope it didn't fall out. Oh, it's all the way out there. So we're gonna have to take another picture, but I'll do that at the end, okay? Just move it in a little bit here. So when we see where the skulls are in a reading, it can tell us a lot about where someone's mind is at or where it was or where it will be. But for this time, Cancer, they both showed up in relationships and love in the past. Okay, so this is the past, right? Anything off of the black mat. So there's a lot of emphasis here on the past, someone thinking a lot about their relationships. And when we say relationships and love section, this can be romantic relationships, it can be platonic relationships with friends and family, and it can be self-love. So it's all types of relationships, okay? But let's start here in the past, kind of where it wanted to start. So here with this first skull, and then we have a seashell here. This is known as my listening seashell. We have the buckeye here, and we have the puzzle piece, okay, for just what we're going to talk about right now. So someone's mind was a lot about how can I bring more abundance into my various relationships in the past and put the pieces of the puzzle, so to speak, together. Perhaps someone or some energy, if it wasn't a person, was also listening for opportunities to make their relationships more abundant, okay? So we can definitely see that in the past. Now, if we go this way as far as the past as well, we can see that maybe there was some clearing around some questions, or because there was some questions in terms of someone's relationships in the past, a lot of clearing energy needed to happen or was suggested by spirit to happen with both the broom here and the leaf. So these are both clearing and cleansing agents. Now, because it was very close to the cup, this represents our emotions. So there's a big emphasis here in the past about clearing and cleansing some type of emotions here and questions about emotions. Okay, so somebody or some energy was really trying to manifest this in the past. It goes a little bit into the current present energies here with part of that raccoon claw coming onto the black mat, but we also see it here with the coyote claw in the past as well, okay? Now, before we move further in, again, if we follow kind of that dotted line, whatever is on the line between the two sections applies to both, okay? So what I can see here in terms of what's right on the line here for you, Cancer, and just turn it over a little bit so you can see, this is a part of the whale vertebrae backbone, okay? So perhaps still going on a little bit, there's a emphasis on our support system in our relationships. So our question, an example could be, are our relationships supportive to ourselves and to others and from others to us, right? I definitely see that energy showing up here. And if we follow the dotted line too, going further back into the past, it does kind of lead us to that coyote penis bone, okay? And then we have another coyote penis bone here. Okay, I have two in my kit. So double masculine energy, okay? And this time in the past, it's right next to my symbol for Capricorn, all right? And so this could have something to do with the Capricorn or during Capricorn season or where you may have Capricorn in your chart, okay? But if it's none of those zodiac energies of Capricorn, it could just really be showing us here that in the past, somebody or some energy was thinking a lot about how can I be more proactive or aggressive or assertive with this resilient energy, this hardworking energy in my relationships. Okay, so this could have been a catalyst, okay, with this past energy that we already talked about over there as well, to kind of see what's going to show up here in the more future, current, present energies. Okay. Now, very close to that line as well, we can see that butterfly there. So it doesn't surprise me to see this Cancer, because this represents transformation in our relationships, okay? And if we, pull back again to see reading is in relationships and love and work and money. But this time it's all in relationships and love as far as this transformation we're talking about here, because it's not actually on the line or touching anything else that's on the line, okay? This could also have something to do with a teacher, a mentor, a guide here with the apple, or your own leadership qualities about, embracing this kind of transformation that may be happening in one relationship or multiple relationships for you or for someone else, or just the general energy. But I also see here with the nutmeg and the seashell charm and the wish charm that there could be stuff from past lives or an energy of wanting abundance that goes back for a long time. Okay, abundance to make whatever we want in our relationships kind of manifest and come true. So before we go this way a little bit, right, we had masculine energy here, masculine energy here, and then here we have the actual masculine charm. So again, as a stereotype, excuse me, we all have masculine and feminine inside of us, right? But masculine is about being assertive or aggressive, or proactive in a certain sense. When you put that really close to Leo the lion here showing up, this could have something to do with the Leo or during Leo season, or where we may have Leo in our chart. But if it's none of those zodiac frequencies, it could also just be talking about how can we be more proactive and have the passion and creativity in our relationships, all forms, different types of relationships, right? So I definitely like that, because it looks like here also with the rope charm all the way out here, that over time that is going to build or increase, okay? Because with this transformation, there's like something about striving for balance here, cutting things away, cutting out maybe traveling as much, or cutting out something and being closer to being by water, or something with water here, which we know is very healing, because we have the yin yang on the line, we have the scissors, we have the ship charm, and then we have the turtle. So it's like when we cut away these things that are no longer useful in our relationships or certain relationships, or cutting out whatever it may manifest that way, however it makes sense to you, there's a need to go slow here with that, with the turtle, okay? So if we're completely stopping certain relationships, there's a definite need to like pause after that. Or if it's not cutting out complete relationships, it's like cutting away the things that are not in alignment with whatever it is that you wish for, or someone else is wishing for, or the general kind of environment situation. Now, when I say also that need for the balance here with the yin yang, it's like with our first honeybee showing up here, this represents individual power and community power. So what is my individual role in my relationships, and what is the community role of those relationships that I'm in? What is their responsibility? What is their role, right? So there's like, again, a real emphasis here on finding a balance, okay? Now, as we go this way, Cancer, we have the spider and the spider web here. We have the feminine charm, and then we have the feather, okay? And then we have the cat's eye, and then we'll go further that way. But starting off here, we had, again, all the three masculine energies that we already talked about, and now we have feminine energy, okay? So the feather, just like your broom back here in the past and your leaf, this is a clearing or cleansing agent. Remember, you had another one over here with the scissors. So throughout the month, or whenever you see this reading, since my readings are timeless, it can resonate before or after February, there's like a repeating theme of needing to clear things, okay? The clearing could also be about when we clear some of the masculine energy, maybe then we can welcome in and have more balance between masculine and feminine, this soft receiving feminine energy to kind of like permeate throughout our different relationship environments. Because there is something here that you are not seeing, Cancer, or someone else, or the energy in general here with the cat's eye, okay? So that means that there's still some information that we don't have yet, okay? We're still missing some information. We're not seeing something clearly. When we go this way with the bat here kind of laying on top of the fish vertebrae, okay, the fish backbone, it's like, how can we go with the flow and find more support with how we are communicating with our vibrations, communicating with our voice, right? That's a big kind of thing here. But there's all this beautiful good luck around it as well over here, okay, with that green lucky rabbit's foot. Now, this one was out here, it just kind of rolled over. But I want to see if there's anything else underneath the green lucky rabbit's foot. Not really, okay. A little bit, but we'll just slightly move it over here. So here, Cancer, it's also touching my symbol for Pegasus, the twin fish, and inside the Pegasus charm, we have the envelope charm, okay? So this represents an opportunity or communication that you're going to give or someone's going to give to you, or it comes in general from your guides, your spiritual team. But again, it's like two water elements, and you are water, depending on where you have Cancer in your chart, right? So we have the fish vertebrae is water, and then we have the Pisces symbol, which is also water. So the need to go with the flow, not against the tide, but with the tide, about some type of support system for whatever this message or communication or opportunity is, because there's a lot of emotions riding on it. We can see with the water charm over here. So again, water, water, water. And then we also have the listening bells here, okay? So it just fell over when I flipped it. This is why it's hard to do this ahead of time, but we'll roughly put it back the way it was, okay, since they were all touching. But here it's like listening for the emotions and how that may inform whatever message this is or opportunity this is, if it comes in or goes out from you, okay? And again, being aware of the vibrations, the subtle vibrations, because bats are blind, right? So they really have to use their voice and their vibrations to communicate. But also bats are symbols of good luck, so double good luck here, okay? So I would say the reference, going back to the turtle, a need to go slow here with all this water elements. It could also have something to do with travel, but it doesn't have to be. Because we know in general that this is a transformation that's happening within the relationships. We can see also too that there's a lot of movement here with the bicycle, like right inside of the heart. Okay, so this is like my heart chakra area that I refer to this heart as the heart chakra area. Okay, so there's a lot of movement going on, a lot of clearing and cleansing going on. And someone is chewing over and digesting this, or will be, or the energy is here with this human tooth bone. And this is about also to our dreams, our wishes, right, with the dragonfly, about what kind of relationships we want. Work partnerships, romantic partnerships, friends and family relationships, and also our relationship with ourself and self-love, okay? Now, as we go this way, Cancer, we do have the irresponsibility coin that is right on the line here. And I can see underneath that we have Pegasus the winged horse, but I want to see if there's anything else. No, that's it. Okay, so there's Pegasus. So this could be you, Cancer, or someone else, multiple people, or the energy, right? Is maybe perhaps there's something where the energy is like not responsible with our sense of freedom within our relationships, because that's what Pegasus the winged horse represents for me, okay? So this carries over a little bit into work and money, and we'll talk about that later. But whatever falls in the center circle affects all the different areas throughout your reading. So that irresponsibility energy is just a little bit in that center circle as well. Okay. If we go back this way a little bit, also that's on the line when we're talking about relationships, is we have the balance scales, Libra energy, and then we have the corn charm. So this could have something to do with a Libra, or where you have Libra in your chart, or Libra season. It could be all those things or none of those things, but really it's also about where can we find balance in what we're planting in our relationships. What do we want to like say, I want this in my various different relationships in the future. And the main thing is balance here and equal give and take. That's repeated twice, remember, because we had the yin and yang symbol over here as well, Cancer. Okay. Now, I can also see here we have the cloud, okay, is on top of the book charm. I'm just going to flip it over. That's also right on the line. Okay. So if there is, and it's not going to sit perfectly the way it was, but you get the idea. If there is any type of confusion around some type of information here, okay, that is definitely showing up as well, okay? And this could be just in general if there's a lot of transformation going on within the relationships, that, you know, tends to make sense, right? As things change and shift, it can be a little bit confusing. But I would say that this message from Spirit is saying to focus on some type of information. It could have something to do with that letter message document charm that we had back here about some type of opportunity or communication that you give or someone gives to you, or it just comes in general. It could bring about a little bit of confusion, okay? But I would say with that, the other things that are in the center circle here is that first raccoon penis bone crossing through, and then we have the strawberry and the human tooth right here. You have another human tooth, but they're not actually touching. Very close though. So when we talk about teeth, someone or some energy is chewing over and digesting how to be more proactive or assertive or aggressive with this masculine energy, to go over the details here in one relationship or multiple relationships, to try to clear that confusion energy. So there's going to be something about going over the details here that's going to bring perhaps more sense of clarity and also freedom, okay? Because over here it goes on top, that's raccoon penis bone, on the freedom handcuffs. And then it touches the baby, and then the baby touches the star here, okay? So going over the details in the relationships to clear some type of confusion and bring a sense of freedom. This could also have something to do with your children, someone else's children, or just a childlike energy, okay? But this is like deeply connected to following your North Star, or someone else following their North Star in their relationships, okay? So I definitely like this piece right here as well. Okay, so the other thing I want to mention too, in terms of your relationships is this scissors that was right on the line. I didn't see it before, but I kind of was just going where spirit was leading me and it wanted to go that way. It's also touching this beautiful yes coin here. Okay. So if we continue or someone of the energy to clear something here and go slow with that clearing and cleansing to striving for balance, we're going to get some type of yes here. Okay. Sorry, guys. Hold on a second. I need a sip here. All right. So this yes energy is so beautiful, and underneath it, I can see there's the fish. Okay, but there's also the lizard. So nice. Okay, so fish represents prosperity and success, and the lizard represents healing. Okay, so again, if we do this clearing, we go slow, we're striving for this balance in our relationships, something about water or even travel or being near water because it's healing is going to bring more healing and more success. Okay, so you could be receiving a yes, okay, at this time, Cancer, or giving a yes, whatever it is very beautiful. Okay, excuse me. If we follow that and then go further this way, okay, what was also kind of under that yes, but more on the side, is the horseshoe and the ladybug inside. So let me just go ahead and move it over and flip it. Okay, and that was a little bit under the angel coin too. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you get the idea there. So lots of good luck as well with that yes. And this could be being blessed by your angels, by your spiritual team, ancestors, past on loved ones, friends, family, etc. Okay. So I definitely like that. And this is something that has been a long time coming because the mermaid is also under the angel coin. If you can see that, once the camera, there we go, wants to focus. And then touching the mermaid is also the peace doves, and the peace doves are touching the safety pin, and the safety pin is touching the seahorse. Wow. So, Cancer, this is like long time coming healing and success, good luck, that's bringing in this beautiful, peaceful energy and a sense of safety. It could be something about the family, with your blood family, or whoever you consider your family, your tribe, your people, right? This could be about a parent or being a parent or just the sense of family, okay? But what is also really nice when you look at the peace doves, and then over here you have the hummingbird. So this Cancer is about, because we're still in relationships, we're still talking about all relationships because it crosses a line, and this was touching that and that was touching that, right? If we move back your angel coin here, it's like that, and then your yes coin, it's roughly like that. It's also about like what you do naturally in your relationships that you're good at, okay, with that hummingbird, okay? And not caring what other people think and doing it anyway and being successful. Because the hummingbird flies backwards, but it gets the sweetest nectar. Most birds fly forwards. But this one, it's even like upside down the way it was, right? And it was like coming in here. And these peace doves weren't bothered by it. They were like, hey man, however you get your nectar, you do you. Um, so I really like that for you too, here, Cancer, because it's like you or someone else or the energy, you are safe to be yourself within your family. Again, either blood family or your tribe, okay, or your romantic partner, since we're talking about relationships, or your work partnerships, or with friends or family, or even different parts of yourself with self love, whatever it is, you are safe to do that. And isn't that kind of what we all ultimately want if we're not already doing it? Okay. Now, also, if we go this way, Cancer, this could also have something to do with the crown here and the angel with a higher up. Okay. So this could be someone that has more knowledge than you or authority or power. in some way in one of your relationships or all your relationships. It could also be about your own leadership qualities here. Um, but it almost feels like your angels want to put this crown on you here, Cancer. And it's weird because I don't normally say that, but that's what I was hearing. Your angels, your ancestors, spirit guides, etc., whatever you want to call it, they want to put this crown on you. Okay, so when we talk about the crown, it could also be here, Cancer, that one relationship or multiple relationships is perhaps, throughout the month or towards the end of the month or even into next month, whatever it is, going to level up. Okay, because the crown is about, someone having power or authority or knowledge that you don't have. So if your spiritual team wants you to put on that crown, then perhaps in one of your relationships or all your relationships, it's about moving to the next stage or the next level here. Okay. But whatever it is, it's very exciting. Feels very sweet. Okay. So I'm not going to talk about these other things yet because they're not touching what we just talked about. So we're going to save that for the work and money only. But let me make sure we covered everything first. Yeah, I think we did as far as relationships go. Okay, so now, since we're already here, we'll move into your second busiest section, which is work or money, or the finances, or your sense of being valued if you're no longer working. Okay, um, but let's start in the past. Okay, again, anything that's fallen outside of the black mat. So we know we talked about this over here because it was right on the line in terms of relationships, but now we're going to talk about it and what it may mean for your work or money or finances. So in the past here, we have a lot of masculine energy with one of the coyote penis bones. We have the symbol for Capricorn, could have something to do with the Capricorn or Capricorn season or where you have Capricorn in your chart. Or if it's none of those things, it could just be about where is that hard-working energy, that resilient energy to not give up, to keep climbing difficult paths in terms of your work or money or finances or being valued. We see Capricorn's ruler over here, which is Saturn. Okay, Cancer. And so in the past, perhaps Saturn came in here and made you or someone else with the energy more serious. It's like, what are Saturn energies like? Father time, paying bills, getting things organized, getting things done, right? It makes us just more serious with the work, the money, the finances. Now, as we go this way in the past, we have the witch charm over here as well. So she represents friends, a group of friends, or a friendly type of energy that maybe was helping you here with this in the past. So it's like real serious over here, but then it's kind of balanced with like a more friendly energy to help support you or someone else with embracing that Saturn kind of serious energy. Okay, so again, that's pretty much what's in the past in terms of work and money. But now let's move forward in this way. So just a little bit in the past, the last thing here is half of that chair is in the past and then coming into the future, present, current energies. Okay, so the chair represents something to do with our home, where we live, but it also can be where do we feel at home with the work or at work, the money, the finances. So a little bit of that was like starting in the past. Now, if we go this way too, this is also on the line and applies to this section. We have the whale vertebrae bone piece here, the backbone, and then we have that other coyote penis bone. So lots of masculine energy, more proactive or assertive or aggressive with finding the support at work with the work, the money, the finances. Okay. But there is all of this also beautiful good luck here with the 4-leaf clover. Then we have the armadillo vertebrae bone here. Again, supportive energy, our backbone, right? Or their backbone since it's an animal. And then we have the fork. So the armadillo as an animal has this hard outer shell. And then with the fork there, it's kind of posing a question for someone or some energy to be like, what are we digesting at work, in our work environments with the money, the finances, or our sense of being valued? Okay, what are we digesting there? Are we being too hard? Are we not being hard enough? Right? But there's again all of this good luck there as well. Now, if we flip this over, we have our ship anchor here, and then we have our second honeybee not far off. So the ship anchor represents freedom and safety at work with the money, the finances. And then the honeybee is about individual power and a sense of community. So I feel that this goes along with what we just said with the fork, like asking those questions. Someone may be asking those questions, or the energy is asking or posing those questions if it's not you or another person. And then very close to it, remember, is this frog. I'll just push it out so you can see it a little bit better. It gets lost on that design there on the mat. This is like, where can we make some type of leap of faith where we don't know what the outcome is going to be in terms of our work or money or finances? But very close to the frog, but they weren't touching, remember, is the seahorse and the safety pin and the hummingbird, and then the peace doves and some other stuff we'll talk about again in terms of work or money. But it's like there's freedom and safety, safety twice, safety at work with the work, safe, feeling safe with the money or the finances, this beautiful, peaceful energy. It could have something to do with family or what we consider our family or tribe. But it's like you here, Cancer or someone else, etc., is safe to be themselves at work or with the work, the money, the finances, to do things a little bit differently with that hummingbird showing up there. And then as we go this way, we have this bobcat tooth here, okay, touching the elephant. So the bobcat tooth is, anytime we talk about teeth, is chewing over and digesting something. But because it's a bobcat, it's like, are there memories here, Cancer, with a past job or past financial money situations that we are thinking of or will be thinking of that require us to have better boundaries or to strive for doing things on our terms? Okay, because I say that because it's a bobcat, it's still a cat. Even if you think of, domestic cats, right? They do things on their terms. Okay, and they have this kind of like stealthy quality to them. So it's like someone could be chewing over and digesting memories of that, like what it means for you or for someone else or for the environment. Okay. Excuse me. So as we go this way, we have a piece of the dog ankle bone, and then we have the sun here. So this is about how can we be flexible to bring in more happiness with the work, the money, the finances. And then with that being really close to the crown but not touching, how can we also be flexible with a higher up, with a boss, or our own leadership qualities? Because again, remember, the angel wants you here, Cancer, or someone, to put on their crown also with the work, the money, the finances. Oops, go back where you were. If we again pick up and move the angel coin over, we have that mermaid that was also touching the peace doves and the safety pin and the seahorse and the hummingbird. So a long time coming, this energy could be coming from even past lives, but it doesn't have to be. It's just like that mermaid is wishing, if we think of the Little Mermaid, she's wishing to be a human. So it's a long time longing for something here, longing for peaceful energy or to feel safe with the work, the money, the finances, to feel safe to be yourself or someone to be themselves here. Okay. Now, if we follow it going back this way too, we have not only the yes coin, but we have that good luck symbol here, too, with the horseshoe and the ladybug inside of it. So you could be getting a yes at work or giving a yes at work, or the money or the finances, or being valued. And there's a lot of healing energy and success around that. Okay. And this could be because if we go back that way again, remember, there is something that needed to be cut away to bring in more balance. It could have something to do with maybe traveling less, if this is talking about travel, or cutting something away about bringing in more healing and just being by water, but a sense of going slow here with this, with the work, the money, the finances. Because perhaps there was still, or still is, something going on where somebody was being a little irresponsible, or the energy, if it's not a person, was being a little bit irresponsible with their or your sense of freedom and movement, and thinking a lot about that with the work, the money, the finances. So that could have, again, could still be a catalyst here. Okay. Now, as we go this way, we can see all that movement, right, with the bicycle here. Um, and it's movement in a, like your relationship section, remember, had the butterfly, it's transformation. There's not necessarily a transformation happening here, but still lots of movement. And, I would say for the most part, it's looking very positive here, Cancer. Um, Now, if we go back down this way, we hadn't talked about this yet, is not only is the yes coin very beautiful, right? We also have good luck here with the alligator claw. It's a symbol of good luck. But it's also about striving for something. So it's reaching for, it's striving for something. And it almost looks like it was trying to reach for the happiness, right, with the sun, and reaching for flexibility. So perhaps if you or someone else, or the energy is more flexible with the work, the money, the finances, that's going to bring more of a sense of happiness. Now, with the coffin symbol over here, this could be just like your angel coin. Pass on loved ones, friends, family, angels, ancestors, etc. They're here. They're just showing up twice, like we're here for you. Whether you see or hear us or no, we're here, okay? Also, who is here for you, excuse me, Cancer, is Cupid, is right underneath, okay, and was touching the alligator claw. So, what Cupid is my symbol for all types of love, romantic, platonic, self love. They're here for you. They want to support this good luck and this manifesting. They want you to be happy at work with the work, the money, the finances, or your sense of being valued. Now, as we go this way here, Cancer, we have the deer tooth here right next to the symbol for Sagittarius, or the bow and arrow, okay? And it's pointing a little bit to the past, but it doesn't necessarily matter, okay? Because what it is talking about is, if it has nothing to do with someone who is a Sagittarius, or where you may have a Sagittarius in your chart, or Sagittarius season, it's really about what are your work and money and finances goals. Like, where do you pull back the arrow and want to find your target or hit your target, okay? Someone is chewing over and digesting this, and how to get back to maybe a sense of gentleness and purity with those goals. Like gentleness and peaceful energy is like repeated twice here. So when I think of deers, I think they're really gentle and peaceful in the forest, right? So that's kind of repeated twice here. Now, who doesn't want like a peaceful environment with the work, the money, or the finances? So, I get that. It can't always be that way, but that's maybe what we're all striving for at some point. And if there was a lot of chaotic energy in the past in this section, maybe now it's shifting more towards that peaceful energy, right? Since we know things ebb and flow all the time. The last thing I'll say here about the work and money and finances is we also had that first raccoon penis bone crossing over into this section, which was touching the strawberry, and it was touching one of the human teeth bones here, okay? So someone thinking a lot about, how can I be more proactive with the details, going over the details with the work, the money. Someone thinking a lot about that, or an energy feeling like that, if it's not you or another person, and how to also find this sense of freedom, to maybe, if this is your children or someone else's children, to have less work or more money for the children, to spend time with the children, whatever it is, or if it's not actual 3D physical children that are alive, it could also be your sense of your inner child work or a childlike energy about following your North Star here, okay, with the star underneath the baby. Where do you, feel like you're, it's that peaceful, gentle energy of yeah, following your North Star at work with the money, the finances. And this is really interesting here too, Cancer, because the star is like right on top of the baby. It's like your crown chakra or someone's crown chakra, like opening that up and going over those details is going to be a big thing here. Okay. All right. Now, if we pull back out again, okay, um, the next section we're going to talk about, since we're already kind of here, is your spiritual unconscious section here, Cancer. You could also call this your intuition, right? Intuitive nature, whatever makes sense for you. But I want to start with a few of the things that are showing up here in this past energy. Okay, so here we have the turkey wishbone that's all the way out in the past. We have the mountain charm, and then we have the lock. Okay, so this is like in the past, in terms of someone's intuition or their spirituality or their unconscious energy or the energy in general, perhaps the wishes were not hitting the mark. What are we spiritually wishing for? What are we intuitively wishing for? Perhaps in the past, there was all this really difficult, hard energy with the mountain charm representing challenges. Perhaps there was a lot of stagnant energy. Things just felt locked up and not moving, right? And so when we follow that into your second raccoon penis bone here, Cancer, crossing the line as well into this section, and then your raccoon claw, okay, kind of hugging it, is like how to manifest in the future current present energies in terms of our intuition and spiritual and unconscious, how to be more proactive with that, okay? Because somebody or some energy has been thinking a lot about what are the spiritual intuitive details so I can get more of a sense of spiritual freedom, so I can feel more like this childlike wonder and energy and working with your inner child to also continue to follow your North Star, your intuition. Okay, so remember how I said the more active sections is where your spiritual team wants you to focus more on, and this is like your least active section, okay? Because it's like you're already doing this or someone else is already doing this, so the energy is already going towards this. Okay, so that's why there's not like a whole lot of messages here. The other thing that I would say though before we move on to the next section is what's also on the line and crossing is Cupid, that was, remember, supporting the alligator claw. So Cupid is my symbol for all types of love: romantic love, platonic love with friends and family, and self-love. They are supporting you manifesting whatever it is that you want spiritually, intuitively. They want you to follow your North Star. Okay, also getting back to that childlike wonder and energy, with also was right on the line was that deer tooth and the bow and arrow Sagittarius energy. So what are your spiritual unconscious intuitive goals, and how can we get back to that sense of purity or innocence or gentleness? Okay, and going over the details of that. So that's really cool, and kind of self-explanatory and a lot easier to go over than all the other stuff there. So yeah, let's now move into your last section here, Cancer. And now we're coming to body and mental health section. So again, this could be about you or someone else, multiple people, or just the energy. I want to start a little bit in the past here. So we have feminine energy in the past with that seashell. We also have some of this good luck energy that crossed the line into the past Okay, so that is beautiful. So being open and receiving to having good luck with the body and the mental health. Okay. Um, I feel that your spiritual team here with the skeleton hand, pass on loved ones, friends, family, etc., ancestors, angels, they're here. Their presence is here. They just kind of want that to be known again. Um, and they support answers. Like, this is so beautiful. I don't know how this happened, right? And if you saw me cast the bones and charms, I don't put these things down. They fall and go where they're supposed to go. So if you can see, the snake vertebrae bone is here, the backbone, and on top of it, so gently and nicely, is the key. Okay. So this here Cancer is saying is in, it's about body and mental health, but it fell right on the mental world too. So it could be more emphasis on mental health. But there's a beautiful supportive energy here, and your support system, whatever that is for you or someone else, has answers for you, or is just supporting you finding your own answers. It's not necessarily that they have the answers, right? But there's a beautiful supportive energy. I love that. And there is abundance here as well with the money bags charm showing up here, Cancer. Okay. There's new ideas coming in here, all right, in terms of someone's body and mental health. And if we turn the camera this way and you can see that little figure kind of meditating on the mat, it's almost like the new ideas are coming out of the stomach area, okay? So maybe coming out of the solar plexus area and the chakras, or just, if that's not the right, well, yeah, your solar plexus is your stomach, but it could also be then moving into your heart chakra area, because they're kind of close, right? But all these beautiful new ideas. So somebody could be feeling even like butterflies in their stomach, or it's their intuition coming in and being like, is this make sense for my body? Does this make sense for my mental health or someone else's? Maybe there needs to be some new ideas coming in here. So I really like that, Cancer. And if we turn around and go back this way, there's also a need here to have balance in what we are planting in terms of someone's mental and body health here, the overall health, right? This could have something to do with a Libra, with the balance scales, or during Libra season, or where you may have Libra in your chart, or it's none of the zodiac frequencies and it's just about balance and equal give and take, balance between the body and the mental, right? If we go this way a little bit here, Cancer, we had that cloud that was sitting on top of the book charm, okay? So if there's some type of information that comes in here that is a little bit confusing, if we're talking about body and mental health, it could be from a teacher, a mentor, a guide, a trainer, a doctor, whatever, right? If there's some confusion with that, right, always say to get like a second opinion, or give it time to marinate, and give it time to process, or for you or someone else to process this, okay? Because there is definitely some new ideas that want to break through here. Also, I would say that we have double masculine energy here with these two raccoon penis bones, right? And so this is about being more proactive or assertive or aggressive. Someone is manifesting this, or the energy is wanting to manifest this, being proactive with the body and the mental health, okay? Because there is support, there is answers. I love that. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I'm getting in terms of the health area here. But very interesting reading here, Cancer. I hope some of that makes sense for you, or will make sense in the future, or whenever you see this. But yeah, let me remember to take that other picture, since originally that was like all the way out there and then I saw it later. But yeah, I'm gonna take your picture and I will be posting it later on the on my Facebook page, in case you guys want to look at it at another time. Okay. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Like, enjoy this time period. It's a beautiful reading. Lots of interesting things happening. So I'm going to go ahead and shift the energy and clean up the bones and charms here. Just let the camera rest for a minute, and clear energy, and then kind of shift over and get ready for the Leo energy. But yeah, thank you guys for your views, for your shares, for your likes, excuse me, for your subscriptions, all the different free ways to support my channel here if you feel guided. All right. But yeah, let's just go ahead and shift this energy over. Give a little bit of background music again. But yeah, we're gonna let the bones and charms kind of rest in the bowl again, and put some crystals on top, and clear again with another sound bell. All the things. Yes, yes. And then I'll put the camera back up in a minute too, just so you guys can kind of see me cast the bones and charms again for the new sign we're about to do for Leo. Oops, just throwing stuff. All right. Let's make sure. I think that's everything. Yes, yes. Okay, so let's put this back over here for a little while. All the crystals on there. And yeah, all right, let's put the camera back up too. I'm struggling with it this time to like stay and show the majority of the table. Doesn't want to work with me today. Come on. It's not really showing the table. Come on. There, guys. Trying to get this position correctly. Cleo, be quiet. Shh, shh, shh. I know I did it the other day and earlier, and then every time I move it back, it's like wants to be funny. Oh yeah, come on now. This way? Let me do it this way. Alright, well. I guess it doesn't want you to see the whole table. That is fine. Okay. So you just have to use your imagination for that part. Alright, guys. But yeah, I don't want to waste too much time playing with that. So we're switching over to Leo, right? And we're gonna do a quick sound bell to clear the energy, like I said, to clear the energy from the bones and charms, clear the energy from myself and from you guys, to also make sure that I'm getting messages as clearly as possible from my guides for you guys. All the things. So if you're sensitive to sound, you can temporarily turn it down while I'm doing the sound bell, or when I'm shuffling the bones and charms too, because sometimes it does get a little bit loud. All right, but yes, let's continue on and clear energy here, and welcome in the Leo energy. All right, so this is going to be for Leo for February 2025. see what spirit messages we're going to get. All right, so like I just mentioned before, when I shake the bowl to shuffle the bones and charms, it does get a little loud, so just bear with me until until the end of that. All right, guys, so thank you for your patience and understanding. Spirits, please guide my hands. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Leo the Lion for February. What does Leo need to see? What does Leo need to know for their highest good? Spirits, guide my hands. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Leo. Messages for Leo the Lion for their highest good for February. Spirits, guide my hands. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for Leo the Lion for February for their highest good. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Leo the Lion for their highest good for February. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Leo the Lion for February for their highest good. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Leo the Lion for February for their highest good. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Leo the Lion for February for their highest good. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Leo. Messages for Leo the Lion for their highest good for February. February for Leo. February for Leo. February for Leo. All right. Just bringing in some of them that kind of went further out. It doesn't change their meaning. And then I'm flipping over some of them that I can that are not disturbing the other ones. So as we go through, you can see it a little bit better once I take the camera down in a few minutes. Okay. This one. Okay, almost there. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna stop there. I think that looks pretty good. Most of them you can see. So we'll take our picture and get started. Oh. Actually, you don't need it charging anymore. I can unplug that. Okay. So we got our picture. And then we're just going to ask Spirit where they want us to start this reading, since it's different for every reading. Spirits, please guide my hands. Where would you like me to start this Leo reading, please? Right there. All right. I'm going to put my pen there. Okay, so Leo, everyone is welcome, right? Regardless of where you may have Leo in your birth chart. It could be your sun, rising, ascendant, your moon, wherever. The majority of your bones and charms this reading are pretty spread out. So with that, I would say that your busiest sections are actually work and money and body and mental health, and also relationships and love. But relationships and love is a little bit less activity than the other two. And then your spiritual unconscious section, which again, I'll show you everything in a minute, has the least amount of bones and charms. So it could be that spirit wants you to focus or wants someone else to focus or the energy to focus more on work and money and overall health with body and mental health and relationships as your third. Okay. So again, you could be coming to this reading. It could be about you, Leo, or someone you're dealing with, multiple people, general environment situation. But always use your own intuition and make sense of it in your own way, and take the parts that make sense and leave the rest behind. But yeah, with that being said, let me go ahead and grab the camera so you guys can see. All right. So if we come around here, make sure this is laying a little bit flat. You can kind of see what we have here, okay? And I just rested my pen where we're going to kind of start there. But like I said, they're kind of pretty much spread out here, Leo, but the majority of them are in these three sections, and this is the least active section, okay? So things that have fallen outside of the black mat are still in these individual sections that you can see roughly with the dotted lines, okay? So this is just past energy, but they're still in those little sections, okay? If that makes sense. All right. So let's go over here, because even though, Leo, your most active section was work and money and health, they actually want to start in the relationships and love section, okay? So this is all relationships. It's romantic, it's platonic, it's self-love, all the things. We can see, okay, that right here we have one of your skulls here in the past, okay? So someone's mind was thinking a lot about relationships in the past, perhaps, okay? And before we get into that, if we go this way, that's also in this section in the past. Perhaps there was like a friendly, hopefully the camera will focus in a second. Come on, camera. Sometimes if it focuses on my ring or something and then I take it away, we'll focus. No. Come on, camera. Let's see. Okay, well, I'm just going to keep going and hopefully it'll focus in a second. You can kind of roughly see what I'm talking about here. But we have this friendly type of energy with the witch charm here, Leo. And then we have the spider and the spider web, okay? So this can represent one friend or a group of friends or a friendly type of energy was in the relationship environment here in the past, okay? Now, this, Leo, could have something to do either with a Sagittarius here with this bow and arrow, or during Sagittarius season, or where you may have Sag in your chart. Or if it's none of those things, it could also just be like, well, what are my relationship goals, okay, or someone else's? Where do we pull back that arrow and hit the target in our relationships, okay? So this started in the past, maybe thinking about that, and something about going over the details in one relationship or multiple relationships here with the strawberry, okay? And this is like still not focusing. Hold on, let me see if I wipe the camera a little bit. Maybe, there we go, okay. So you can see that strawberry right there as well. The next thing we see, right, is like the feather, okay? It's almost like the bow and arrow is slightly pointing towards the feather, and all these things are in this section and like right on the line or touching other things around it. So maybe the relationship goals a little bit in the past was just really about clearing something here or cleansing something in one relationship or multiple relationships, to then kind of focus more on our abundance, like with the money bags here. So how do we manifest the things that we want to manifest in our relationships is showing here too. There also could have been some emphasis in the past here with the balance scales right on that dotted line again, if you follow it out. and off like that, right? Is that there was like a need or a want or this energy of like, how can my relationships be more balanced, to have more of a sense of equal give and take. Perhaps someone or some energy was really trying to manifest this in the past. Again, just like the Sagittarius symbol with the Libra symbol, it could have something to do with the Libra, or during Libra season where you have Libra in your chart or someone else, or it doesn't mean any of those things, and it's just about that equal give and take and that sense of balance. Okay. Um, if we keep going this way, that's repeated again in the future, current, present energies. That's what we're where we're at when we're on the black mat. So this is past and this is future, current, present energies. So it's like double emphasis here on um, looking for balance, striving for balance, in not only the way that we communicate in our relationships here with the bat, but communicate with vibrations, okay, as well on a more subtle level. Um, so perhaps there's some questions around someone's sense of freedom in their relationships with the way that they communicate, or they communicate because they want the sense of freedom, or you do, or someone else, right? But it's really about being proactive here with this coyote penis bone next to the raccoon claw, um, being proactive with the cleansing and the clearing. Okay, so that's also represented if we go this way here, Leo, because now we have the scissors right next to the lock, and then we have the bicycle, and then not touching but very close. Then we have the horseshoe and the ladybug. So it's clearing and cleansing something here that had stagnant energy in one relationship or multiple relationships. Okay, this could have something to do with travel, okay, with the bicycle, or just showing a lot of movement and change here. A lot of this good luck is showing up as well, okay? So I definitely like that, okay? It also could have something to do with, for a small few, like something to do with your modes of transportation. So it could be a bicycle, a scooter, a skateboard, a cart, etc. Maybe something has to be cut away here, or just double check those things, right, if that makes sense and resonates for you. But again, that's not going to be for everybody. Okay, it's generally just about that movement. But now if we go this way, Leo, there's a lot of healing energy that's showing up here with the lizard, right? If you cut off certain lizards' tails, they grow back, so it's healing and rebirth. Okay, and this could be about here, Leo, someone's sense of individual power and community power, or just the energy in general. Um, Going back to that balance, that equal give and take that was showing up here in the past and the future, current, present energies. So, what is my responsibility in my relationships, and what is their responsibility back to me, right? There's a lot of healing energy there, okay? So, I definitely like that for you. Now, if we go this way, just so you can see, this is my symbol for Capricorn, okay? And it was touching the book charm and very close to that second um, raccoon claw, okay? So this could have something to do with the Capricorn, or during Capricorn season, or you have Capricorn in your chart. And or it could have nothing to do with that, but it's about being resilient with some type of information or knowledge here, okay, with the book charm. Okay, so if we're going to manifest not giving up and being resilient, like the goat, Capricorn energy, and moving slow and processing some type of information here, this is going to be like helpful, okay, for you or someone else. Because if we go back this way a little bit here, that started in the past with some of that masculine energy with this first raccoon penis bone, that's then touching the whale vertebrae or backbone, and then this human teeth bone here, and then the no coin, right? So perhaps in the past, someone was thinking a lot about, how can I be more proactive in my relationships, with maybe like how it's showing up as support. Okay, am I being supportive to others, or others being supportive to me? So this started a little bit in the past and then it's still going on because maybe someone, no, wasn't being supportive, or the energy wasn't being supportive, or maybe it's you and someone else, or whatever it is, right? We're not pointing fingers, we're just showing up that this is this no energy. Now, whatever this no energy is, it's saying no for right now. It doesn't have to be like a no for forever, right? And a lot of times, when we have a no, whether we give it or receive it, um, it can be another form of protection, right? Because that's still an angel, even though it looks kind of scary. Because then right over here, you do have your angel coin. Once the camera wants to focus. So underneath that angel coin, then we have, okay, the fork. So it's really saying here, what are my relationships? What am I digesting in my relationships with myself, others, romantic, platonic, work, etc., friends, family? What am I digesting here? And what does that mean in terms of supportive energy? Because you have two backbones here. This is the whale backbone. How can we go with the flow with the support system? And then over here, all by itself, this is a piece of the armadillo vertebrae. So armadillos have that hard kind of outer shell, right? So it's like, how can we go with the flow, but also be strong too, right? Not going with the flow too much. So these are just something to think about here. Your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, past and loved ones, friends want you or someone else with the energy to kind of think about these things. And they want to also show up here with the coffin charm on top of the apple, which is underneath that raccoon penis bone. They want you to be more proactive, or someone of the energy to be more proactive. There perhaps is a teacher, a mentor, a guide here that wants to help you with this. And it could also be your own leadership qualities, okay? But it's showing up and then coming into the heart that's on the mat here. So this is like the heart chakra. So there's also something going on here, Leo, about listening for the support system, to go with the flow with our support system and remain open. Okay, so the listening bells here, then it's on top of the fish vertebrae, which is then touching the seashell here, which is feminine energy. So being open and receiving this support, okay, within the heart chakra and beyond, right? Because spiritual team is here again with the skeleton hand, and they almost are like wanting to help you with some answers here. They want to bring you some answers. So what I got over here, which is really interesting, I don't normally get, is perhaps there's a medium, okay, or a psychic or somebody. I'm not saying it's me, y'all. This is not me trying to get money or anything, but this is really what was going through, okay, whoever it is for, and whoever they decide to, if they do decide to seek this out with whoever, it's like the medium or the psychic here can channel perhaps messages from your spiritual team that are going to help you in your relationships or help someone else. It's like really be open and listen for these things or to these things. Okay, so that's different. It doesn't usually come through like that, but there it is. Now, as we go this way, okay, we see that maybe there's been or still is a little bit of challenges with whatever we wish for in our relationships, okay, with the wish charm here, and then the mountain charm, okay. But again, spiritual team maybe has some answers here to help with some of those challenges. Now, if we go back this way here too, that's still right on the line and applies to this section as well. The romantic, platonic, self-love, all the different types of love, work partnerships, everything, right? If there's some questions about freedom or a sense of freedom, and going back to these vibrations, the subtle vibrations, and communicating with our voice, how we can have more of a sense of balance and abundance in our relationships. We got to keep clearing something and maybe changing what our past goals and targets were for our relationships are maybe different now, or they're different for someone else, or they're different for the energy, whatever it is. Okay. Um, Because also, if we go back here more towards the center, right, we have the mermaid here touching Pisces, the twin fish, which is then touching, oh my God, so beautiful. The feather, I'm sorry, not the feather, the leaf was on top of um, the butterfly, right? So a long time coming transformation in our relationships, and one relationship or multiple relationships. The need to go with the flow here. This could have something to do with the Pisces or during Pisces season, or where you have Pisces in your chart, but it doesn't have to be. And Pisces season, right, is coming up later this month, towards the middle end of the month. So this could also be talking about something here, Leo, with our sense or someone's sense or the energy sense of individual power and community power in our relationships through this transformation, whatever is happening here, right? So if one of the honeybees quit and then they all start talking and then they all quit, then there is no honey, then the queen bee dies, right? So it represents individual power and community power. Okay. Generally, I would say here too, Leo, there's all this good luck this month, okay? Because whatever falls in that center circle that you can't even see right now, where all the lines intersect, affects everything. So, what do we have? We have the alligator claw, which is a big symbol for good luck, and it's also manifestation. So, what is the alligator reaching for? It's kind of reaching for this second raccoon penis bone. So it's reaching for masculine energy. It's reaching for to be more proactive or assertive or aggressive with the support that we have, and listening to that support in our relationships and being open to that. Because when we travel down this way, there's a safety here. There's a safety energy with that. Okay. And also, if we go with the fishbone going this way, the fish vertebrae, it's touching the corn, which is touching the ship anchor, and then is touching the ship charm, right? So there's a listening to our support system so we can plant seeds, so we can have freedom and safety in our relationships, okay? To travel or to heal by water. Let me pick this up and move it and see what else is there. Okay, interesting. So underneath that ship charm, we have the seahorse. Okay, so this is my symbol for family. It can be blood family, it can be your tribe, your people, right? There's something here about having a healing with that, either with traveling with some people can be very healing, or being near water with whatever you consider family is very healing. But it's reconnecting here too with someone's North Star and following that in terms of their relationships, going towards the type of relationships that you want or someone else wants. Okay, so that's like big, throughout this reading in all the different sections. If we continue on going down this way too as well, not only is there safety here with the safety pin, then we have the Norse symbol for protection. There's all this beautiful safety and protection. Hello, we also have the lucky rabbit's foot. It's like good luck here, safety, safety, freedom, protection. Okay, and who do we have hiding in between the little turkey wishbone's legs? We have Leo the lion. Okay, so this could have something to do with the Leo during Leo season, where you have Leo in your chart, or it's just about where is the passion, the fiery energy, the creativity in our relationships. Okay, so how do we manifest that? What are we wishing for in our relationships? How can we bring that about? So this turkey wishbone is actually sitting on top of the dog ankle bone. And then we have the bobcat tooth. We've got the elephant. We have the water charm. Okay, and then hold on, let me flip it. Very gentle. Okay. The broom was on top of the water charm, and then over here we have a human tooth bone and another seashell, right? So, what is going to support what we wish for in our relationships to have more protection and passion and creativity is flexibility. The memory of flexibility. Okay, because elephants never forget. So someone's going to be chewing over and digesting this. Maybe if it's past stuff, they're like, how can I, make myself or someone else or the energy, can't necessarily make anyone do anything, but right, bring in that flexibility energy to manifest those things. So here is also like clearing away some past emotions too is going to make us or someone else or the energy more flexible to welcome in this protection, this safety, and this passion, creativity, and all this beautiful good luck. Okay. So when someone does this, or when this energy shifts like this here, Leo, someone or some energy could also be chewing over and digesting how to remain in this more feminine energy, this soft, receiving, gentle kind of energy. Okay. If we also, I feel like this is definitely going to be a long reading because there's just a lot going on, but it's not bad. And I'm happy to be here. Um, your other, okay, skull was here. Remember we had one all the way out here in relationships and love in the past. Your other one is over here, and it landed in spiritual unconscious or intuition, but because it's touching this, which is touching that, which is touching that, it's also still applies to relationships, right? So someone could be thinking a lot about, well, where am I getting my support here with the snake vertebrae that the skull is kind of sitting on top of? Is my support coming from a higher up with the crown hiding here? Is my support coming from my own leadership qualities or someone else's as well, right? And how can we keep going with the flow through these relationship transformations that are happening? Yeah. Last thing I'll say about the relationships part is this coming off the line here as well. Okay. So here we have the puzzle piece, we've got Cupid, we've got the freedom handcuffs, we have the seashell inside the freedom handcuffs, we have the dragonfly, we have the hummingbird, and we got the baby. Okay. They're not touching the chair and they're not touching this over here, so we'll just leave that part out, those parts. But here, Leo, there is someone that you care about and that cares about you, whether it's romantic love, platonic love, self love, that has a big piece to the puzzle that that wants to help you get more of a sense of freedom, or someone else get more a sense of freedom. This person or this energy could be even from past lives, or it's just a long time coming here with the seashell, but it's about your relationship dreams and how to um, be more yourself, or someone else be more themselves and do what they're naturally good at in their relationships. Okay. Because the hummingbird flies backwards, it's different from other birds, but it gets the sweetest nectar and it's the fastest bird. This could have something to do with your children, someone else's children, or just this childlike energy here, Leo. Okay. That it's like something you were just born with, that you're just good at. Okay. The way you do certain relationships or handle or go through certain relationships. Okay. Um, so very interesting. Okay. So that was a lot just for the relationships part, but that's the way Spirit wanted it. So now let's go ahead and move into your work and money section here. And I'm just going to flip this one over because I forgot to do it earlier. We got a little Saturn there. But let's start in the past and then move forward. Okay. So in terms of someone's work or money or finances or their sense of being valued here, perhaps in the past, they were listening, or someone or the energy was listening a lot for good luck and how to remain open with all double feminine energy here. But this is my listening seashell. So if we put it up to our ear, we could hear the ocean if it was a big one. So listening, someone or some energy was listening for how to manifest good luck in terms of work or money or finances. Perhaps also here in the past, there was something going on with Libra energy or balance or equal give and take with the work, the money, the finances. Somebody was trying to, or the energy was trying to manifest this, and then it's still carrying over into the future, current, present energies. But equal give and take again with the balance here, the yin and the yang, to bring in more abundance, money, all those things. There also, perhaps in the past, was a need to go over the details here with that, and to redefine our goals, Sagittarius energy, with the work, the money, the finances. Okay, that started in the past and it's still coming over. Okay, but I see too here with this coyote penis bone, being more proactive or aggressive or assertive with manifesting this clearing is really important. Okay, so to clear stuff with the work, the money, the finances that maybe is no longer useful, or doesn't resonate anymore, because the emphasis here too is on how we communicate with others verbally and with our vibrations here with the bat, since they are blind, right? And they use echolocation. So communicating something about a sense of freedom around it's okay to have questions at work or with the work, the money, the finances, or because there's questions, then there's a sense of freedom. It could go vice versa either way, right? But somebody or some energy here, Leo, over time, Saturn is wanting them or you or the energy to get more serious, to get more organized, and to make some type of leap of faith here with the work, the money, the finances, or being valued with this frog showing up. Okay. I would say if we go back here a little bit, the last couple three things that are in the past with the work and the money is this human tooth bone here. We got the cup, emotions, and then the deer tooth. So here, Leo, it's like there was a lot of emotions that someone was chewing over and digesting in terms of work or money or finances. And it's like the emotions perhaps were very gentle, like they weren't bad emotions. There was a purity to these emotions, and because of this in the past being a catalyst, now in the future, current, present energies, we see the envelope charm. So this could be about a communication that you're going to give or someone's going to give to you, or it just comes in general. Okay, it could be an opportunity, right? But over time, it's like, does this come before or after the leap of faith? That's the question, right? So probably after, because if we have this communication or opportunity, then it's not technically a leap of faith because we know it's coming. Or it could still be the other way where we make a leap of faith, or someone does, or the energy, and then we are rewarded for that, okay, with that communication or opportunity. Go a couple different ways since it is a general reading. But I see here too, Leo, that a lot of wishes are showing up here, and your spiritual team, right, with the skeleton hand here, and then the key, pass on loved ones, friends, family, ancestors, etc. They want to help you with the work, the money, the finances. Showing up here again with Cupid, but more about people who are still in the living realm, let's say, or 3D world, also want to help with this. They want to help bring this sense of freedom for you or for someone else, for themselves, etc. To be doing what they're naturally good at. Like, what were your dreams when you were a kid or someone was a kid that you would do for work or money, right? Or it's about having freedom to spend more time with your kids or someone else's kids, or this childlike energy, okay? but really embracing what the hummingbird represents, doing something you're naturally good at or someone else is naturally good at, and not caring what other people think. Now, this chair here, okay, if you go that way, you can see it, but I'll just flip it. Oh, doesn't want to flip. There's the chair, right? This could be about something in the home where we live, right? Or could also be talking about our sense of home. Okay, so where we feel at home with the work, the money, the finances. Okay, because there's a peaceful energy way out here with the peace doves. Okay, that's going to come through over time. It's not going to be right away, but I do see that with the rope and then the peace doves here. And then there's also something really beautiful going on here too. Not Cancer, sorry, Leo, is that there's a happiness around being proactive and assertive and aggressive with the work, the money, the finances. We got two masculines energy here. We have the sun charm, we have the fish, so prosperity, success, right? Because there's also a transformation happening at work with the money, the finances too, and it needs to be cleared. We need to keep clearing and cleansing so we can continue on with this transformation, whether it's you or someone else or the energy. But it's also about our individual power and our sense of community at work with the money, the finances. There's a need here to go with the flow, okay, with the twin fish, Pisces energy. So this could have something to do with a Pisces or during Pisces season, where Pisces in your chart, but it doesn't have to be. It's just really about that need to go with the flow, go with the tide, not against the tide. And when there is this clearing and supportive energy, okay, with the work, the money, the finances, and working either with a higher up here with the crown or our own leadership qualities, and trusting in that, or using that as our support system too, then here, Leo, we are going to follow our North Star or someone else's, or the energy is going to shift that way. And it's going to be very healing and have something to do with either traveling with family, with our blood family, or whatever we consider our family, our group of people, our tribe, okay? With the seahorse and the ship charm there. So also it's about planting seeds here, okay? With that corn charm, and then the ship anchor here, and then that also touching that fish vertebrae and the listening bells over here that were on the side, and then going to the seashell. So it's like manifesting all this beautiful good luck, okay? Working with the family or in a family or something about family, planting seeds for a sense of freedom and safety here. Safety again, down here with the safety pin, protection with the Norse symbol for protection. Good luck with the green lucky rabbit's foot. Also, what do we want to manifest and wish for? Leo energy, passion and creativity with the work, the money, the finances. How can we be clearing any emotional memories so we can be more flexible and versatile, okay, with the work, the money, the finances, okay? But yeah, very, very interesting. I think we covered that section. I'm just double checking. Yeah. Like I said, a lot going on. It's going to be a busy time here for you, Leo, definitely. Okay. So with that being said, now I kind of want to move into the spiritual unconscious section, your least busiest section here, and then we'll end with the body and mental health over here. Okay. And let me turn that down. All right. So again, whatever falls in that center circle applies to all the things, right? So this section, you could also call it your intuition, your spiritual unconscious, what you feel at night in your gut reactions to things, right? However you want to describe it. someone's thinking a lot about how to elevate perhaps in this area, or work with a higher up, a person that has more knowledge or power, spiritual, unconscious, intuitive power. Someone may be thinking a lot about that, okay? And how to also lean on the spiritual support. So a lot of times we talk about our support system, we're talking about people who are alive, right? But what about the spiritual, okay, that was showing up in a lot of different areas of your reading, the spiritual support that is there, okay? There's a need to go slow here with something with the turtle, Leo, um, because maybe there's still a little bit of confusion, okay, with the intuition here, someone's intuition or spiritual side or nature, okay? Come on, camera. Let's see if I can go down, focus, go slowly out. I went too fast. Okay. Slow, slow. All right, it doesn't want to focus when I go out that far, but that's okay. Roughly, you can see what I'm talking about. We've already talked about some of these things in other ways, but perhaps there was a lot of abundance all the way out here in the past with this nutmeg, like spiritual abundance felt bigger maybe in the past. What we spiritually want to manifest felt easier to do for someone, or the energy here in the past, okay? But there was also a lot of emotions going on here. Someone was thinking a lot about um, how to get more of a sense of pure emotions or gentleness with the emotions, because if there is a chaotic feeling or confusion here, um, perhaps someone or some energy associates confusion with not being powerful or being spiritual, but that's not necessarily true, right? So I would also say that if we're open and ready to receive and embracing this soft feminine energy that we associate a lot of times with the spiritual unconscious or the intuition, regardless of gender, right? We all have masculine and feminine energy inside of us. If we are soft with ourselves and gentle with this process and keep clearing like past emotions, okay, that we can be more flexible with the spiritual good luck that wants to come in, with the protection, spiritual protection that wants to come in, that's available there, that's already there, right? With the passion and creativity in the spiritual and intuitive side. Feeling safe with all of these things, listening, right? The listening bells to our intuition, our spiritual nature, so we can plant the seeds to have freedom, a sense of freedom and safety here. Okay, either again with our spiritual family this time too, with that seahorse. Okay, this could also be talking about astral travel with the ship here, or just being by waters, very, very healing and spiritual in nature. And they'll help us follow our own spiritual North Star or someone else's, right? Um, but lots of manifesting here, and the need to just go with this transformation. If there's a spiritual transformation also happening here, because that's what it looks like. The need to go with the flow here. And the things that we're longed for a long time, spiritually, unconsciously, in our sleep, from past lives, even, to keep just clearing and keep remembering, you or someone else, all of us really, we have like a spiritual um, community duty, right? That we maybe not even aware of. You probably are a little bit if you're watching this video, right? But it's like individual power and community power in terms of the spiritual, unconscious, intuitive nature, okay? But I really like this, all right? Okay, so now let's move on to your last section here, Leo, and we're now in the body and mental health. Okay, yours or someone else's or both. And here we have basically the buckeye is showing up here in the past. Okay, so a lot of maybe abundance for someone's health in the past, and this could have been a catalyst for all this kind of positive stuff kind of going on here in the future current present energies. Maybe it's not all positive, right? Because we do have the no coin over here, okay? But the no coin, whether it's no that you said to someone or someone said to you, or just the energy in general, in terms of someone's body and mental health, it could be that catalyst energy to say that no is actually protection, right? So, what's the famous saying? Rejection is God's protection, right? And even if it's a temporary rejection from you or someone else, or just the energy, there's protection in that, okay? Um, I really like that we have Leo the lion here. I'm just going to move over the lucky rabbit's foot so you can kind of see the word body, and then mental health is underneath this, since we're talking about health. But not just Leo energy, because that's you, Leo, right? It's like you or someone else could be feeling more like yourself in your body and your mental health. You could be like your body and mental health are aligning with your wishes, but also in general, fire energy, whether it's Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, is really about health anyway, right? It's that fiery energy, it's the Agni, like the Indian word for digestive fire, right? It's like getting us excited and moving within our body, in our mind, okay? So that makes sense why we would have a lot of good things happening here. So there's also this need here, Leo, to bring in the flexibility, okay? Someone's chewing over and digesting this, bringing in flexibility, maybe with what we wish for in terms of our health, not being like, well, this is what it has to be, right? Being flexible with it, changing it a little bit for you or for someone else, so the energy, but also clearing like memories and emotions from the past. This is going to help us remain more flexible and to continue to have better body and mental health. There's a sense of safety here, which is very beautiful. Being open and receiving with feminine energy here again, right? Double feminine, okay? And also listening for like where our support system is and how that is changing, and the need to go with the flow with someone's health here, to planting these seeds for the future, let's say with the corn here, and then with the ship anchor, it's about, forgot to flip this earlier, our sense of freedom and safety. So we drop our anchor when we need to stop, and we lift it when we need to go, right? So this could also be about planting seeds for the future for our family, whether it's our blood family or our tribe or our people that we connect with. If I have a strong body and a strong mind, I can be there for my family. I can be there for my people, my friends, spend more time with them, right? All those things. This could also have something to do with travel here. So if you're having better health overall, or someone else's, then maybe you'll be more open to travel somewhere, or just to be by water, which is very healing. But I think this is a big deal for someone too, because it's about following their North Star in terms of their health, and really, trying to manifest that with double good luck, as we know. And your spiritual team is here. They maybe have some answers here for you, past on loved ones, friends, family, etc., ancestors, all the things, right? Maybe they have some answers or want to help you here with something about the health. It could be something that's like hereditary or in the DNA or whatever. It's not to scare someone or make them worry, but that is one way you can kind of, interpret that. But yeah, this is so interesting. I really hope this starts to make sense, and I'm going to stop here. The spirit's telling me you've said enough, Melissa. So I try not to repeat myself, but let me know in the comments if you want, privately or in the future, publicly or whatever, if you feel guided. I appreciate any feedback, of course, or maybe even tell me what kind of readings you guys would like to see too, or anything like that. I always appreciate hearing from you guys. But yeah, that is your reading, Leo. I'm just gonna put the camera back up here for a second so I can kind of say bye. But it's not gonna stay perfect, but that's okay. Oh no, hold on. Technical difficulties. All right, close enough. There we go. Oh, that's what I was trying to do earlier. And of course, it would work at the end. That's okay. um, but yes, I just want to say thank you for your energy, your views, your shares, your likes, your subscriptions. They're all great free ways to support the channel here. Since I do these readings for free, it helps the channel grow, and I appreciate it if you feel guided, whether it's here on Facebook or YouTube or eventually later on Instagram or TikTok. All right, so enjoy this period, Cancer and Leo. I'm going to take a break now, and then I will be back later at some point, continuing on with the zodiac signs, with where we're doing Virgo and Libra next. All right, so you guys take care, and I will see you later. All right, bye.